The stairs are narrow and steep, 83 steps from street level to the third floor of a building that smells like incense, tiger balm, and decades of sweat soaked into wooden floors. Each step creaks. The walls are covered in faded photographs of students from the 1960s, frozen in horse stances and crane forms. Their faces serious, their dedication visible even through yellowed paper and cracked glass. It's July 1985. Kowloon, Hong Kong. Temple Street, but not the famous night market part. This is 3 blocks north, where tourists don't go, where signs are only in Chinese, where the buildings lean against each other like old men sharing secrets. 3rd floor, apartment 3C, converted 20 years ago into the Huashan Kung Fu Academy. Master Chen Yizhou has been teaching here for 38 years. 5 students have gone on to win international competitions. 12 have become teachers themselves. 0 have been Western. Jean-Claude Van Damme reaches the top of the stairs. He's 24 years old, traveling Asia with money saved from fighting in European underground tournaments. He came to Hong Kong for 2 reasons. First, to see where Bruce Lee trained. Second, to find a real kung fu master, not the commercial schools that cater to tourists, but the traditional ones that still teach the old way. He's been to 4 schools already this week. All of them took one look at him and said no. Too foreign, too muscular, too much karate influence visible in his posture, not the right kind of student. The door to 3C is open. Van Damme steps through into a room roughly 50 feet by 30 feet, wooden floor polished smooth by decades of bare feet. No mirrors, no weights, no modern equipment, just empty space, a small altar with incense burning, and photographs of lineage masters going back 6 generations. 20 students are in the middle of a form, moving in perfect synchronization, their movements sharp and precise, their breathing coordinated. The youngest looks about 12, the oldest might be 60. At the front of the room stands Master Chen, 71 years old, 5 foot 4 inches tall, maybe 120 pounds, completely bald, wearing traditional silk training clothes that probably cost more than Van Damme's entire wardrobe. His hands are gnarled from years of iron palm training. His eyes are sharp enough to catch mistakes in forms. From 30 feet away, his reputation in Hong Kong kung fu circles is absolute. You don't question Master Chen. You don't challenge Master Chen. You certainly don't waste Master Chen's time. Master Chen sees Van Damme immediately, doesn't stop the class, just raises one hand. 20 students freeze mid-movement, hold their positions without wavering, without even looking to see what caused the interruption. Master Chen walks slowly toward the door, stops 3 feet from Van Damme, looks him up and down with an expression that suggests he's evaluating a piece of furniture and finding it poorly constructed. This is a traditional school, Master Chen says in Cantonese. Not for tourists. Van Damme responds in broken Cantonese, words he's been practicing for 2 weeks. I am not tourist. I want to learn. I want to train. Master Chen switches to English. His accent is thick, but his grammar is perfect. Educated in Hong Kong under British rule, he learned English the formal way, textbook precise. You are European. You have karate body, big muscles, stiff movements. This is Kung Fu school. Different style, different philosophy. You waste my time and your time. I study martial arts 12 years. Van Damme says, staying with English since his Cantonese clearly isn't good enough. Karate, kickboxing, taekwondo. I come to Hong Kong to learn kung fu from real master. People say you are best teacher in Kowloon. Master Chen's expression doesn't change. People say many things. Does not make them true. Does not make you suitable student. He turns to walk back to his class. The conversation is over. Van Damme should leave now. That's the expectation. That's the protocol. Van Damme doesn't leave. Instead, he does something that makes every student in the room turn to look. He steps fully into the school, removes his shoes, and bows. Not a casual bow, a full formal bow, the kind that shows respect to a master, the kind that acknowledges the hierarchy of knowledge. Master Chen stops, turns slowly. His eyes have changed. Still evaluating, but now there's something else. Curiosity, and maybe a trace of annoyance. You bow, then you leave. This is not your place. Test me, Van Damme says quietly. One technique. If I cannot do it, I leave. If I can do it, you let me train. The room is completely silent now. 20 students standing frozen in their positions, listening to a foreigner negotiate with their master. This doesn't happen. Nobody negotiates with Master Chen. You're accepted or you're not. There is no middle ground. There is no testing period. Master Chen studies Van Damme for 10 long seconds. Then he says, "You know what is Gong Li?" Van Damme shakes his head. "No, Sifu. Gong Li is root, is foundation, is connection between body and earth. Without Gong Li, technique is empty, is just movement." Karate people, they have external power, muscle power, but no root. Push them, they fall. We have Gong Li. Push us, we stay. He gestures to his oldest student, a man in his 50s with arms like steel cables and a stance that looks carved from stone. Chen Wei has trained 32 years. His Gong Li is very strong. You push him, he will not move. Try. The student, Chen Wei, steps forward and assumes a horse stance. Feet shoulder-width apart, knees bent, weight settled low. His breathing is deep and controlled. His face shows no strain, even though maintaining that position requires tremendous leg strength. He's been standing like this for a few minutes already, but looks like he could stand for hours. Van Damme approaches carefully, respectfully. He's seen demonstrations like this before. The master shows that traditional kung fu creates stability that external strength cannot match. It's a polite way of saying your training is inferior to ours. Usually the challenger pushes and fails to move the rooted opponent, thus proving the point. Van Damme places both hands on Chen Wei's shoulders, pushes gently first, testing. The man doesn't budge, not even a millimeter. Van Damme pushes harder, using more force. Chen Wei remains absolutely still, his structure absorbing the force and redirecting it through his legs into the floor. Van Damme steps back, nods. Very strong, very stable. Master Chen smiles slightly. Not a friendly smile, a satisfied smile. The smile of someone whose point has been proven. You see, this is Kung Fu. This is Gong Li. You cannot learn this in 2 weeks or 2 months. Takes years. So you understand now, you go find easier school. School for beginners. Van Damme nods slowly, then says, "Can I show you something?" Master Chen's eyebrows rise. "Show me what?" "Different kind of Gong Li. Different route. From karate." This is unexpected. Master Chen considers refusing, sending Van Damme away, returning to his class. But curiosity wins. "Show me." Van Damme assumes a stance, not horse stance. Front stance, one leg forward, back leg straight. Weight distribution 60-40. To the Kung Fu practitioners in the room, it looks wrong, too extended. Too much weight on the front leg, easy to knock over. "Push me," Van Damme says to Chen Wei. "Please." Chen Wei looks at Master Chen, who nods permission. Chen Wei approaches, places his hands on Van Damme's shoulders, pushes, gently at first. Van Damme doesn't move. Chen Wei pushes harder, using real force now. Van Damme's stance absorbs it. His front knee flexes slightly, but his structure holds. Chen Wei pushes with full strength. The kind of force that would knock most people backward. Van Damme's foot slides back maybe an inch, but he doesn't break structure, doesn't lose balance. Chen Wei steps back slightly out of breath from the exertion, looks at Master Chen with an expression that says, "This is not what I expected." Master Chen's face remains neutral, but his eyes have sharpened. He walks closer to Van Damme, examines his stance from multiple angles. "Your structure is different. Forward orientation. More aggressive." But he pauses, considering his words carefully. Not same as our route, but is real. Then Master Chen does something nobody expects. He says, "Hit my student." Van Damme looks confused. "Sifu, you want to train here? You show me you can do more than stand. Show me you can move with power. Hit Chen Wei, one strike. Controlled, not full power. Show me what European martial arts teaches. This is the test." Master Chen is giving Van Damme exactly one chance to prove that his training has value. One strike. The entire school is watching. Chen Wei has been training for 32 years. He's not going to just stand there and get hit. He'll defend. And if Van Damme's technique is as superficial as Master Chen suspects, Chen Wei will easily block or evade, thus proving that Western martial arts are inferior to Chinese kung fu. Van Damme takes a breath. He knows what's at stake. This isn't just about getting into one school. This is about respect, about proving that different approaches to martial arts can have equal validity, about showing that mastery exists outside traditional Chinese lineages. He steps into range. Chen Wei assumes a defensive posture, hands up in a traditional guard, ready to block high or low, ready to redirect force, ready to demonstrate 32 years of training. 20 students watch. Master Chen watches. The afternoon light slants through the window, cutting the room into sections of brightness and shadow. Van Damme moves, not a technique from karate, not a technique from kickboxing. Something else. Spinning back kick executed from a distance that shouldn't work, with a speed that doesn't match his body size, with a control that stops the strike 1 inch from Chen Wei's ribs. The movement is so fast that most of the students don't see it clearly, just a blur of motion, a rotation, a foot appearing where it shouldn't be possible for a foot to appear. Chen Wei's defensive posture never activates because by the time his nervous system registers the attack, Van Damme's foot is already there, already stopped, already proving the point. Van Damme returns to his original position as if nothing happened, breathing normal, balance perfect. The kick didn't unsettle him at all. Chen Wei stands completely still, arms still in defensive position, brain still processing what just occurred. After 3 full seconds, he lowers his hands slowly, looks at Van Damme with an expression of pure surprise. Then he does something that shocks the entire class. He bows to Van Damme. A small bow, not the kind you give to a master, but the kind you give to an equal, to someone who deserves recognition. Master Chen's face has changed. The skepticism is gone. The dismissive attitude has vanished. He approaches Van Damme, examines him again, but this time he's looking at a person, not evaluating a piece of furniture. "You have speed," Master Chen says quietly. "Real speed, not tension speed, relaxed speed. This is important, and your technique," he pauses, searching for the right words, "is not traditional, but is not wrong, has purpose, has understanding behind it." He walks in a small circle, hands behind his back, thinking. The entire class is frozen, waiting to see what decision he'll make. Finally, he stops, looks directly at Van Damme. "I teach you," he says, "not because you are strong, not because you are fast. I teach you because you show respect, and because you prove that martial arts is bigger than one style, one country, one tradition. You train with my student, you learn our way, but you also show us your way. We learn from each other. This is how martial arts grows. Van Damme bows again, deeper this time. When he rises, his eyes are slightly wet. He came to 4 schools this week. 4 masters rejected him without even watching him move. Master Chen gave him 15 seconds and saw what the others refused to see. For the next 6 weeks, Van Damme trains at the Huia Shan Academy. 6 days a week, 4 hours per day. Master Chen teaches him proper horse stance, teaches him the internal principles of Kung Fu, teaches him how to develop Gong Li the traditional way. In return, Van Damme shows the students his kicking techniques, his explosive power generation, his methods for developing flexibility and speed. The students are skeptical at first, but after a few days they realize that Van Damme's training has depth, has intelligence behind it. On his last day in Hong Kong before flying back to Europe, Van Damme has tea with Master Chen in the small office attached to the school. They sit on simple wooden chairs, drinking green tea from cups that are older than Van Damme. You asked me why I let you train here, Master Chen says, when I never accept Western student before. You want to know? Van Damme nods. Because you proved 2 things in 15 seconds. First, you proved you have real skill. Not fake, not showman skill, real martial arts. Second, you proved you have humility. You could have fought when I rejected you, could have become angry. Instead, you showed respect, asked for test, accepted my terms. This tells me your character, skills I can teach. Character, you either have or you don't. You have it. Van Damme thanks him, bows one final time, and leaves the school. 10 years later, he's a movie star. 20 years later, he's a legend. But he tells interviewers about that afternoon in Hong Kong more than he talks about any of his films, because that was the day he learned that martial arts isn't about proving you're the best. It's about proving you're worthy of learning more. Master Chen continued teaching until he was 84 years old, accepted 3 more Western students over the years, all because Van Damme proved it could work. The school still operates today, run by Chen Wei, who tells new students about the Belgian fighter who changed his master's mind in 15 seconds. That's the legacy of the moment, not the kick itself, not the speed or the control. But what came after? The mutual respect, the exchange of knowledge, the understanding that walls between different martial arts traditions exist only because we build them, and they fall the moment someone shows that mastery exists everywhere, in every style, in every country, if you're willing to look for it.